And look at something else that happened this week, Mark. Abortion regulation reinstated. And of course, this for some felt it was a win. But your thoughts on that?
You just want to ruin my morning, but let me just let me first support Osiani. The fact that government should provide services ideally first as a non-profit making venture does not mean that we should get third-rate, fourth-rate services.
Correct.
Kenyatta Hospital should
I
be
want
as
us
good
to
as every
stick
other
to
hospital.
abortion regulation.
And now I'm coming to the issue of abortion. Let me say this, that religious views should remain in the pews of church. Civil society and society in general should be guided by the realities on the ground. My take is this: if you are willing to take care of this woman who was raped or abused and got pregnant, and you're willing to take care of her, please tell her about abortion. If you are a man who's been able to carry a child you didn't want for 9 months, please tell her about abortion. If you are 18 years old, being kicked out by your parents because you made a mistake, go tell that child about abortion. Abortion is not about morality. The people who choose to go through that pain do not go through it because they hate themselves or hate society. In fact, a lot of people think that it is a fun thing. You just pop a pill. The people who go through that thing go through a lot of pain. And I understand that Kenya likes to be a religious country. In fact, we are so religious during the day, but at night our streets are lined with prostitutes. You wonder who hires them. So let's stop being pretentious as a country.
So you're in agreement with the reinstatement of that?
This country needs to allow people to be able to make choices about their own body. And if you want to say, I have backslidden, I'm sorry, I backslid even before I was born.
All right. Ruth.
I think the debate about abortion is usually a debate about whether the right to life outweighs the freedom of choice as to what you want to do with your body and, control over what you want to do with your body. The Center for Reproductive Rights released a report last year that stated that 7 girls in Kenya die every single day out of, what do we call, seeking services of unscrupulous doctors for abortion. What does this mean? You see, the reinstatement of the abortion regulations does not necessarily mean that now abortion is legal in Kenya.
Correct.
Abortion still remains illegal in Kenya. But what does this mean? I mean, we know that the Constitution went further and provided procedures that, abortion is only necessary when the life of the mother is at risk and according to the recommendation of a doctor. What happens to that girl who has just, been raped and she cannot live with the consequences of carrying a child she did not willfully participate in making? What happens to the young girl who is thinking that, okay, fine, I got pregnant, I did not use protection, and now I am pregnant and I do not know whether I'm going to take care of this child? What happens to the 16-year-old who gets pregnant and she's wondering, I have not even finished school, I am now supposed to become a mother, I cannot provide for this child, I am continuing to the circle of poverty. Abortion still remaining illegal means that now we will still have women, young girls resorting to quack doctors to conduct abortions, and that means we will have further, more and more deaths. There's also statistics that show that 120,000 women develop complications after failed abortion. Develop complications after abortions in Kenya. So I think we really need to rethink this. Let women have control over their bodies. Let women be able to choose what to do with their bodies, be able to choose, be able to enjoy, full reproductive health care.
Okay, yeah, and I guess to just make it clear, the reinstallation of the regulation is not to mean that now you can just go and get abortion and it's legal. It is just to put regulations as to where the life of a mother is at risk, or in a case of a minor. But Osiani, your thoughts on it?
No, I just wanted to probably cover what you said. Because my perusal of that ruling, very quickly, only showed that abortion was allowed in the event that the life of the mother is at risk. The aspects of that will be determined by the doctor. Whether the life of the mother is at risk due to stress and depression coming from unwanted pregnancy, and for minors, of course, who who are believed not to have been in a frame of mind to decide for themselves what they wanted, even though I think, as some of them know very well what they want. There was a very crazy case in Kisumu where a minor was caught and she's the one standing in court saying, I wanted, so you get it. So those are the complexes around it. However, it's not a call for people to just enjoy themselves, as Ruth may want to insinuate, to enjoy their reproductive systems. Listen, we want a responsible citizenry, and it must not be lost on us that we are a religious country. I would love to relegate this to the pews of the church, as my brother Vichachi advises, but I will not drop my religious self when I come to set and go back and pick it when I'm in church. I think we need to agree that there is a level of responsibility on every Kenyan to teach them that abstinence is the best option, not very real, but in the event they cannot, then they must practice safe sex. It must be something taught to our children. Ideally, Bishop Ole Sapit or David Oginde would have come and said, young people, abstain until you're married. That's another case. But we are not going to encourage young people to go on. Because, of course, you'll have the unscrupulous doctors, like that one for Githurai, who will determine that all women have risks. And, of course, it will be a corrupt and messy thing still, giving leeway for abuse. And that's why, bottom line, our nation will be fixed by us, by a paradigm shift. Absolutely. Because you will create laws that should help people. And those laws will be abused by both the people it is intended to help and those helping them.
All right, Madam Gladys Bosch-Chole, your thoughts on that?
Yes, I must confess that I haven't read the judgment in great detail, but what I know and what we need to send out clearly is that the judgment does not legalize abortion. The judgment is simply saying, enhancing what currently exists in our law. Our current law permits abortion where the mother's life is at risk. Yes? And that will be determined by a doctor on a case-by-case basis, depending on the condition of the mother appearing before that doctor at that time. Also, so that should be made clear. So what they have done is just expanded it, because there are other times, and we've seen it, because the reality is you have a 14-year-old girl who is pregnant. What happens is, the chances are she will be maimed for life, because her body is not, her reproductive organs is not formed enough or mature enough to be able to deliver a baby. So she will end up having a disability for the rest of her life if she does have a child, that child. So that is where, again, the risk, and again, that's why I'm saying it's so personal. It is something that should be regulated. I mean, that should be dealt with on a case-by-case basis. But the reality also is that people are procuring illegal abortions every single day. And it is actually a crisis. Many years ago, when I used to do some volunteer work at Kenyatta National Hospital, the entire 6th floor, I don't know what the 6th floor does these days, but those days was full of young girls with incomplete abortions. And those who are suffering from complications. So the reality is it's happening. And that is why we need to, it needs to be looked at to prevent that from